Top 20 English teacher interview questions and answers. If you are looking for an English teacher job, be it a primary or secondary teacher, you should familiarize yourself with some of the commonly asked questions. An English teacher mainly ensures the students learn correct grammar, pronunciation, reading, comprehension, etc. This role requires one to have relevant skills and education suitable for the job. This article makes it easy for you to pass your interview as it lists commonly asked questions and an answer for each question. 1. Why are you interested in this role? Sample answer. I got to grade 4 when I could neither read nor write correctly. I was among the slow learners in the class, and this reduced my self-esteem. However, nearly the end of the term, we got a new English teacher who was very friendly and understanding. She considered every student, and at the end of the year, I could read and write fluently with no errors. It encouraged me, and after finishing my studies, I went to pursue a degree in education, English. My aim was and has always been to help all the students to appreciate and love English. 2. What are the roles of an English teacher? Sample answer. An English teacher prepares the course timetable concerning the school curriculum. Ensures all the students learn English vocabulary, essentials of grammar, writing, spelling, and reading. He or she additionally liaises with parents to ensure the students perform excellently. After that, he or she examines the students, grades their scores, and prepares the end-of-term reports on their performance. 3. What are the qualities that an English teacher should possess to be effective? Sample answer. An excellent English teacher needs to be superior in grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. The students always emulate how their teacher pronounces words, so your impact is very significant. The teacher should be able to assess the students' performance, know their strengths and weaknesses, and improve their studies. He or she should additionally be confident and develop English materials that are interesting and motivates the students. 4. What major challenge did you face during your last role? How did you handle it? Sample answer. There were limited resources in the previous school where I worked, and the students were so many in one classroom. The vast number of students made it difficult for me to teach. They would constantly make noise and disturb me while I was leaving. It frustrated me. I decided to talk to the administration, and they finally split the class into 2. That made it easier for me, as I could teach effectively with no disturbance and noise. 5. Describe your daily routine as an English teacher. Sample answer. I start my day by ensuring my classes are clean. Then teach all my lessons, and give tests at the end of it, which I mark. After that come and correct the students on the areas they failed. I also engage the students in the in-class activities before the day ends to ensure the lesson is interesting. I after that check on my emails and messages and answer all the queries from parents. 6. Describe briefly about your teaching experience. Sample answer. I have over 6 years of experience as an English teacher. I started my teaching career in School X immediately after college, where I taught for 2 years after that, moved to School Y which I am currently working, i.e., I find it fun learning English, and I enjoy every bit of it. Besides, I also tuition the students during holidays. I use all the methods to lead to ensure the lesson is in testing and grasp the concept. 7. What kind of strategies and mindset is required for this role? Sample answer. An English teacher needs to have effective vocabulary building methods, peer editing, and reasoning and ensure cooperative learning. English is a broad subject with numerous areas. The teacher should first ensure the students build on their vocabulary daily, pronunciation and grammar. He or she should also engage the students in the class activities and ensure all the students actively participate. The teacher also needs to be patient with slow learners and ensure they are moving at the right pace with the rest of them. 8. What is the biggest challenge that you foresee in this job? Sample answer. The challenge that I anticipate is a lack of cooperation from students, teachers, or parents. It is usually a significant challenge in most institutions, which I always find ways to resolve. At times, they tend to be reluctant to help with their children's education and leave all that task to teachers. However, I will ensure I resolve the issue and frequently conduct meeting with parents and students and mention the areas they need to help their kids provide their education. 9. How do you stay motivated at work? Sample answer. My biggest motivation is the success of my students. The moment I notice an improvement in their scores, I get motivated to put in more effort and ensure every student performs well. I also target at ensuring all my students succeed and become better people in society. I observe what other teachers are doing to grow and emulate the same to ensure I give out the best. 10. Describe a time you failed in this role and the lessons you learned. Sample answer. As I was starting my role as a teacher, I was a poor time manager, nervous such that I couldn't speak fluently in front of people, and I had a difficult time handling a class. This gave me sleepless nights. I spent time researching ways to combat this. I read and learned a lot and started implementing it. Within 1 month, I was so confident and courageous that I could effectively handle a class with no fear and speak eloquently in front of students and teachers. 11. How would you prepare your classroom for the first day at school? Sample answer. I always ensure my classroom is welcoming and in good condition to promote learning. I draft the class rules and stick them on the wall for every student to read and know what they need to do. I also post posters and other visual aids that make learning more engaging and fun. They ensure the students familiarize themselves with all the English vocabulary and concepts, making their minds ready to learn. 12. How do you evaluate your students? Sample answer. I majorly measure the students' performance using both informal and formal methods. Among these are tests and random quizzes. I additionally grade in-class exercises such as desk works, reports, group activities, and poems. These methods help me to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of each student. Angel, a student in my class, would perform wonderfully in class activities, but perform terribly in tests. I closely monitored Angel, and it came to my attention that she couldn't see the typed questions in the trial. I intervened, and Angel's papers were made special. The typist ensured the font of her question paper was large enough, and amazingly, she became the best student in the class. 13. How can you meet the needs of a student with disability? Sample answer. Before I went to pursue a degree in teaching, I had accomplished a diploma in special needs. Thus, I have all the skills to handle students with special needs. I always ensure the class is organized and free from distractions, incorporate music and voice inflection to ensure the lesson is enjoyable and understand the concept. I additionally break down the instructions of the activity into smaller chunks which every student can manage and understand. 14. How will you engage the students in class? Sample answer. I have studied the children throughout my teaching career and realized they actively participate in class when involved. Therefore, I conduct several group discussions to discuss a specific concept after allowing them to share what they have learned in the debate. I also ask open-ended questions to express their answers and advocate for inquiry and discovery freely. This ensures the kids think critically about an idea and, in the end, learn a thing or two. 15. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Sample answer. One of my most significant strengths is the love for kids. I enjoy being in one environment with the students and learning about their minds. My main focus is on the success of my students. Hence, I spend so much time with them and end up overworking. I think it isn't appropriate, especially for my health, but I aim to look for ways to ensure I work moderately and not overwork. 16. What steps will you follow to manage the behavior in the classroom? Sample answer. To manage my students' behavior, I always raise topics concerning polite language, the importance of eye contact, respecting other students, and treating each student equally. During the lesson, I elaborate on the importance of these topics and train them to practice. Together with the students, I set rules and guidelines on classroom behavior and stick them on the wall. I ensure every student adheres to the authorities. Thus, the classroom remains organized. 17. How do you manage pressure at your workstation? Sample answer. In case of pressure, I always embrace the pressure and look for ways to solve it, i.e., majorly talk over with other teachers and get ideas on handling the situation. I also appreciate the stress and see it as a learning tool to avoid incurring it once again. I always go the extra mile and ensure I solve the problem. 18. What is the meaning of success to you as an English teacher? Sample answer. I view success as an achievement for my students. The moment my students perform exemplary both in school and in life, I always impact educational concepts to them and teach them the life attributes essential for one to survive. When I see them implementing the teachings I have taught them, I count it as success. 19. Briefly highlight your English lesson plan. Sample answer. Before coming up with a lesson plan, I always conduct research and get to know what to include in the lesson plan. Therefore, my lesson plan is composed of lesson activities, lesson materials, lesson objectives, goals, and feedback. The lesson plan helps me to identify the areas I have left out and work on them effectively. 20. Why did you leave your previous job? Sample answer. My previous working station was so good, and I learned a lot from the school. However, I decided to explore and wanted to learn even more from your school and use my skills and knowledge to ensure this institution's success. I am always determined to learn, and I saw this as an opportunity to gain more skills in my career. Conclusion. Going for an interview with no clue on the questions you are likely to encounter is the worst thing you can do. It will show how unprepared you are and that you aren't serious. Avoid that by studying these questions. Also, ensure to wear decently to maximize your chances of getting hired. I hope you enjoyed our video.